Hello and welcome to the DHJ Indie Show. It's such a pleasure for you to tune in tonight and to be with us with our feature artist, Kuka Shabaria, right? I've been knowing Kuka for so long and I still can't get that name right. But you know what? I am so glad that she's here with me tonight. We have been friends for
A long time.
a long, long, long time.
Since the 70s, y'all.
Yeah, and we've worked together and record together and travel
Yes.
together. And
Yes.
now she's still working and she is here with me. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
are
and thank
you?
you, all you, for tuning in, our
Yes.
Facebook friends and family.
How have you been? You doing okay?
I have been blessed.
And you look great.
Thank you. And you look the same.
Well,
Oh, my God, you never
It's
change.
hard. I try.
Wow. It's been
But-
some time.
It's been a long, long time.
But it's my pleasure to be here today. I'm so happy
But
and
you
I'm so
know,
thankful.
and you know what's good about this? We've been friends for so long in the music business.
Yes.
And we always stayed in tune and stayed connected.
Yes.
And we were able to rejoin again. And she's still performing and she's still recording and
Yes.
she's doing so many things. Kuka, are you tired?
No. I'm not tired yet.
You're still doing so many
Still,
things.
yes.
Yes.
But what's the difference now is I'm producing and writing
Uh-huh.
and recording my own stuff. And it
You're
feels
producing
so
all your own stuff.
good. It feels so good to be able to write at home,
Uh-huh.
record,
Uh-huh.
and produce. It's different. It's a different shoe to feel.
Well, tell me, how does it feel to now produce your own material and not having someone stand over you saying, Kuka, do this or do it this? How does it feel?
It's a little difficult because I'm so critical of my own self.
Okay, okay.
I fight with my own self. Oh, I hate the way that sounds. People be like, oh, that's good. But you have to be able to hear and be critical with the diverseness of the things that you can do and cannot do. You know, for so many years, I just recorded for other people, did other people's songs, and I wrote songs also, but, you know, have other people produce them and play on them, where now, you know, I have the choice of saying, I don't think that's going to work, or I might try something different, which I'm always doing. So it's a little more difficult because it is actually taking me like over a year to finish this album. And to me, I'm still not finished because I still hear other things that I feel I could have changed,
Right,
or I
right.
could have did
right,
this note.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So it's a little hard. Like I thought it was a little easier when somebody that's on the
Directing
outside
you.
can come in here and say, okay, do this, put this in a higher note, put this in a lower note, or take the bass out, or put more bass in, or EQ this and put pan to the right, pan to the left, those kind of things. So it's a little more difficult when you're doing your own stuff.
When you do your producing, do you still let at least someone listen to
Yes,
it
I
before
do.
the final
I
product?
thank God that I have a friend.
Oh, okay, okay.
I still work real closely with Lamb Chops Curry. He helps me a lot, and he gives me some really good feedback. You know, I'm really thankful for that brother, because like he's almost kind of like my dad
Okay.
in the business, because he says, you know, this, that, that. And I take his advice seriously because he's a pioneer in the business.
Yeah, he's been in
you
the
know.
business forever.
Yeah, and he done
And-
had
and-
some real hits. He got all them gold records.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get
and
the
you know
gold records.
he's in the studio. I don't know where he is.
He's somewhere
he
around here.
disappeared, but
Hiding
Lamb
under that
Chops
rock.
is here, and we want to say thank you to him for all this great music he has created
Yes.
all of his life. And I was
Yes.
told that he has hundreds of songs.
Oh
that he
yeah,
has
he got
recorded,
tons of songs.
and he's still doing music too.
He's still
right?
we still writing. And one thing I love though working with him is that he gives me a lot of freedom.
Okay.
So sometimes we butt heads though, you know, with ideas, but I really value, because I know he know a lot of times what works, and
Yes,
and then
sure,
there's a
sure.
lot of times that he value my opinion because it's freshness and fresh ears and more up to date on what's going on today, and opposed to being dated back in the 70s and 80s, you know, which was good music back then. So sometimes we got to take it back there, you know, to those days.
Well, on your new album that is going to be released, is it June 16th?
June 16th.
Yeah.
Okay. Good Vibes, a song on the album called Good Vibes. That song is being released as a single, and that song is actually has the old flavor, old Philadelphia sound. But what can you expect when you're working with somebody like Lamb Chops Curry? Because he put the Philadelphia sound, down, and I love it. I love it because it has new flavor and it has the old flavor too. You know, I'm smack dead in the middle, so.
Well, that's a good song. You know, in fact, I listened to a couple cuts on your forthcoming CD, and you know what? They're good songs.
Thank you.
You know, I'm very, very proud of you.
Thank you.
Now, you're doing more inspirational music. Is that
yes?
What you're doing now?
I originally my makeup is inspiration and gospel, but what my music is a little twist because it's not the traditional gospel stuff. So, in order to reach the population today and inspire them to follow God, you have to be pleasing kind of sort of to what they doing and what they're into now. So it's a little twist. It's not the traditional gospel with the choir and so forth, but it's almost like dance. So a lot of it is dance. You want to tap your feet in it. But don't forget that it's gospel and inspiration music. But a lot of it has been inspired by the Lord. So he put those thoughts for me, and I come up with them. And so by me working at home, I have the opportunity to wake up 3 o'clock in the morning, which is most of the time where God inspires me and wake me up and say, do this and
That's
do that.
when it happens.
And so I get on my piano and I start playing chords and stuff, and then I'll take it to Lamb Chops.
Well, you know,
he did the rest.
You know, like you have to reach the younger generation.
Yes.
In a way that they understand.
Absolutely.
Okay. And like, you know, I go to church quite often too, and there's when the church does that old gospel
you lose them.
music, you know, they're not into it. But when they have the youth choir and the youth choir gets up there and they start to sing and you know praising
they can relate.
the Lord and everything, they can relate.
They can relate.
Jump up in they're into it.
The sounds, some things might be a little outdated. Like you really can't get a 17-year-old to fall into Mahalia Jackson.
Oh my God!
Even though
no.
I can identify with it because the spirit will move you in that direction. But kids nowadays are into technology, all of this music that is like prefab,
digital music,
digital, and like I mean, you could just press a button and let it loop, and you got a beat. Or you can play a chord and you can take that chord and stretch it and bend it and do all kind of stuff to it till you get some kind of groove going. And a lot of the new wave or the new music of the day has all of that flavor in it because you can have it right there in your home. The average youngster, if they know how to operate a computer, they can go online and just pull up. It'll teach you how to play if you don't know how to play. So a lot of that sound is today, and that's what the kids or the youngsters identify with. But if you take them and you want to sit at a church service with a whole bunch of, and even like Walter Hawkins, and you know those are pioneers, but some of the young people can't identify with those times because the times has changed. So they're not sitting in cornfields and things like that, and you know, praying for a job. And there's plenty of jobs out here, but
and music itself has changed.
Yes.
I mean, over the years, it has really changed. And sometimes I listen to the newer music, but I am a pioneer of old school.
Right.
And so I go back and I listen to old school music, and I listen to the melodies, and I listen to the lyrics, and, you know, I love that. Okay?
I love old school music. I'm so thankful that I had the opportunity to be around when the old school music was being created. See, because I sang on a lot of that old school stuff that sometimes I don't even remember songs that I sang on until I hear it. And I'll be like, wait a minute, we did that song.
Well, let me tell you.
People don't believe me. They don't believe me.
They don't believe you. But we know
You're
it's
right.
the truth. But you know when you, I'm going way, way back, okay? When you left me, she left me.
Guilty.
She did, y'all. She left me. And we were with Fat Larry's band, then we went with Slick. And then, yes, I said, you left me.
The world just keeps on
and
turning.
then, where did you go after that? When you left
Like it's
Slick.
never gonna stop.
But we all know better than that.
Joy every day. Live it up all the way. 'Cause tomorrow doesn't come forever. Ooh.
That was done by our lead singer, Brandy Wells. We miss you, Brandy. We miss you.
Yes.
But your
my
song
girl,
keeps going. It keeps going.
Peaches.
People still sing that
Yes.
song. They love that
That's a
song.
great song.
It's a great song. Yeah, it's a good song.
That's when I
But-
first got with y'all.
I know, because Brandy, she was in and out. She was with us, and she was with Philly Cream at one point, and then Butch Ingram
Oh.
took her away from me,
Oh,
and Brandy went on her own.
yeah.
Because, she went on her own. She did a couple really good
So when
albums
I left Slick
Mhm.
and Fat Larry's band, I had got a proposition with Columbia Records.
Okay.
With Bobby Eli, we wrote songs. We started writing, and we wrote a lot of songs. But we had got a deal with Columbia with Venus.
Mhm.
And Venus consisted of myself and my sister, Carla, my younger sister, and we had a girl named Carmia De Lemos. And we they gave us a deal to cut 4 records, and we released 2. A flip side. One was Goody Two Shoes, which me
I
and
remember
Bobby
that. Yeah, I
and
remember that.
Lynn Barry wrote together. And then we wrote Don't Leave Home Without It, which was the flip side, which was the one that actually took off.
Okay.
And that one took off in England and overseas more than it did in America.
Yeah.
But it was great experience. And then that led me to getting a single deal with Alpha International. People, Lulo and Joe
Alpha,
Targe and them
yeah,
merged,
yeah.
and they formed Alpha International Records. And I got a deal, beat out a whole lot of folks in Philly for that deal. It was like back then $25,000 we thought was a lot of money. But it wasn't no money. But anyway,
The money really
from
didn't
that
matter,
came,
you know?
Kuka deal came Young Love, which they still playing.
Okay.
Yeah, Young Love done played all over the world. And that was a great opportunity because I wrote that song with Bobby Eli, and then Randy Cantor and a few other people kind of updated it and made it actually, to what it is today. And there's been a lot of remixing of that song too, because it was a great disco song back in the days. The disco and clubs house music started coming too. So there's so many versions of Young Love.
And you've done so much. I mean,
Yeah.
you can go on and on. You've
Yeah.
done so much in your lifetime.
Yeah, I've
You've
worked with a lot of great
you
people.
contribute a lot.
Yeah, I've worked with a lot
Of
of great
talent and
people, and I'm
gifts.
learning today, how to tap into some of that
Yeah.
old stuff. Phyllis Hyman's last album, the Living All Alone album, the Loose Ends Project, when they came over, we worked with them, with Nick Martinelli, and so many people. I mean, I could sit here and I could go on and on and on.
Yeah.
And it was
Yeah.
really kind of people that worked out of Sigma Sound, and a lot of the studios in Philadelphia, Alpha International Studios, Sigma Sound, Virtues, and all, whenever they needed like background help. And then we formed a little unit with Doug Grigsby and Dow Burgess,
yeah.
and quite a few of us. We had got a real good writing team over at Sigma and the Studio B. So we kind of took over Studio B, and we were just writing songs. So I was there like every day. But Doug was such a great, he would get grooves started, and then we would take it from there. Dow Burgess, he was drummer, so he added we came up with some really, really, really good songs, like Surrender Your Love and Don't Take My Love for Granted. It's a lot of songs that never even got a chance to really do anything, but they were like really good music.
Yeah.
So I got a chance to work with a lot of good people that were actually recording in Sigma. And so it gave me the opportunity to do background. So like Stephanie Mills and
Well, how do you
Regina
feel?
Bell
I
and
mean,
all
I
these
mean,
folks,
how,
man.
How do you feel if you worked with all these, talented people?
You
I
know,
mean,
at one
how do
time
you
it
feel
wasn't
that?
nothing. And it's still to me, it's just
It
things
is
that I've done
something.
until
Yeah.
I hear a song, then I be like, oh my God,
That's
that
you.
we did that.
Yeah.
But like I said, people don't believe it. Be like, oh, you're right. But some stuff I still have copies of.
Okay.
And I got copies of like cassette tapes that we did like back in our days when we were doing.
Yeah. We had all those. And remember we did this song. We did this song.
I open my
wait a minute. Yes, I wrote that.
Yes.
Yeah, I was
One
right.
morning
I
to
was
find
writing all
you're
those songs
gone
back in the day.
away.
All those songs I was writing. Love them. I love them. And do you know today I can't hardly. I can't remember any of them.
I looked in your face.
That was
something.
a good song.
I see an empty space.
You remember that, but
It's
remember this
strange how
one.
cruel.
Listen. Do you remember the one?
That was a beautiful song.
No way. We're going out tonight to have a good time. We're
Good
going out
time.
to, and then you came
We did
in,
that at the prison.
and then you came in and you were speaking Spanish. We were at the prison, and the prison
Everybody came flying up.
and we were running off stage.
They had to push. They had to push into some security because all the inmates just flew all to the front stage.
That was some good times.
Come on, let's have a good
Look,
time.
we
Everybody
didn't
just flew
know.
up there. We sure didn't, but we didn't know
ran
we
off
was
the
in danger.
stage.
I know I was. They were already in there for murder. We talking about greater for y'all.
That was fun times. I often think about those times.
So we Bobby introduced me to a lot of great people.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's how I met Dexter, and I worked with John Whitehead and the Bird. We did some Beatles old songs, and we were working in the Sinclairia room. Like, it was just so many good people that I met through him. I met Elton John, and one of his background singers has branched off and started doing her thing. Selena, she was from UK,
yeah.
And we did Book of Newberry. Oh my God, that was a singing boy.
You know,
Yeah,
I'm
we
in
did all this
contact
old
with him.
album.
Remind me to tell you I'm in contact with him.
Oh my goodness,
So remind me to tell
he
you.
was way before the teddy bear.
He was.
Yeah.
And he still is. He's a great artist.
Yes, great singer. And Eugene Wilde with his Don't Say No.
Yeah.
Don't say no
Good times.
tonight. Ooh. Boy, I remember that. Because Muhammad was like, he sent some girls out. They went out when he first did his tour. And, he said, what happened to the girls on the record? So they had to find all of us and get us together and meet Terry Wells and I think it was Annette Hardeman, Terry Wells, and myself, and we did all that, the whole album. It was awesome.
Well, what keeps you so motivated?
I just love to sing, and I
You
love
to
music,
sing, and you love
and I love how God, he touches me, He touches me to do stuff. And I don't always do inspiration songs because, songs are songs to me. And if anybody can identify with them songs out there, then I'm happy,
Right.
Because a lot of the songs that I write are so catchy. But it's reality and it's truth because I speak truth. I don't be lying. I ain't lying now. But
so what are I know you have your CD coming out and all that. What other plans do you have? Are you performing? Are you planning a tour?
Lately I have been I've been doing some things here and there, trying to promote the music that I just got finished doing. And but I would love to tour with someone. I'm actually searching for people that's into the production because I have production. I have dancers and musicians and
and you have singers.
Yeah, well, I have background singers also. That I use whenever I have gigs or shows coming up. But I would love to get with somebody that actually can pick me up and put me on some, some traveling stuff or do some real touring. I'm not talking about working these little clubs out here and you know, getting $500. That ain't gonna kick it for me, because the musicians and stuff that I use, they're people that have been out there in the business for a long time. So you got real professional musicians. That's right, and they cost money. So I'm not trying to do no $50 gig and all that and have 100 musicians up on stage. No, because the quality of musicians that I hire, you know, they're going to give you the best that I'm used to. So I'm looking for somebody that's into some real stuff. You know, I want to, you know, get on some real stage, some stadiums and stuff. So
and you know that what you said is really good. To get out there in the public is that musicians want to be paid.
Oh, yeah.
And if you can't afford to pay your musicians, then you can't afford to do the show. Because
you get what you pay for.
You know,
so if you paying somebody $50, that's the kind of musician you're going to get.
Musicians want to be paid. You know, they work hard, they rehearse hard,
that's right.
And they want to be paid. So you have to get a gig that's going to pay for
and
you.
I like my
and
stuff
for your musicians.
tight and right.
Right.
I don't be playing.
You have to pay them for their rehearsals. It's just a whole lot. And here in Philadelphia, I know the musicians, they work really hard. I'm with them, and I can see how hard they work. And they work at night. They work all night, and they come home
I'm so
during
happy
the day.
to see live music coming back.
Yes. Yes.
Woo!
Yes.
Yeah, girl. I'm ready.
So you have to think of that when you're planning your tour.
Yeah.
How many musicians you're going to have, how many background singers you're going to have, your whole crew.
Well, I thank God I have some great people behind me that has been with me for a while, and we work hard. When time comes, we work hard. And a lot of musicians, you know, they go off and they do their thing to make their money, because some of them, that's all they do. They do that for a living. They play music for a living. So, you know, they follow the money trail. And I don't blame them. You know, I mean, I got a day job. So, like, I'm still, like, working. But I got a couple more years to retire. And then I could start doing music for a lifetime. Like, that's going to be my day gig music. But I thank God, because God, he provides and he makes a way. And like I said, a lot of my songs are inspirational songs, so it talks about how God, what he done for me in my life, you know, like unconditional love, you know. And I wrote a song with Lamb Chops, put the music to it, and he said Norman Harris came back to him, you know, because he worked a lot with Norman Harris. And this particular night, he was so inspired, and this song haunted me. I mean, it haunted me. It's called I Thought I'd Never Love Again. I really thought that I would never love again until God touched me. God touched me and said he loves me, and he shows me unconditional love. I don't have to pretend with God, because he already knows. He knows how many hairs on my body, and even on the ones that I bought. He knows all of that. So I don't have to pretend. I don't have to make no makeup. No, look, God loves me regardless. So I wrote a song called I Never Love Again, and I can't even get through that song without crying.
Yeah,
because I get that moment comes to my heart, and when I tried to, I recorded it at Lamb Chops. We called it 245. I recorded at 245, but then I put it down to add to it at a Morning Star. And when I got to Morning Star, I said, okay, well, let me just try to do another vocal one. I couldn't, because that same spirit wasn't there. And everybody in the control room was crying.
Oh my God! Now,
tears.
Where can we hear this? Is this on social media?
It's going to be on the album.
It's going to be on.
It'll be on the album. It's called I Thought I'd Never Love Again, because the world beat you up. You know, and I'm one. I look for love in the wrong places. I like all the wrong things.
The world will beat you up if you let it.
But God, he delivers all the time.
It beats you
His
up.
goodness, His mercy just covered me and protected me.
He's
and I went through a dark stage in my life where I just couldn't find my way, and I went to seminary, and one of the teachers in my biblical storytelling, she said, you know, God is a lamp unto your feet, like he's a light. He'll light your path. And from that moment, he did, because I was going to church, and I was still going to church, and it wasn't doing nothing for me. I mean, spiritually, like I wasn't growing. I was just going to church because it felt like I should be there. But then I started really thinking about what God did for me, and I started writing about it. And then other people would identify And I started doing like women conferences and stuff, like speaking about my situation.
And you started working with kids too, right?
I changed. Yes, I started working with. I love it,
children,
and I still love it. Yeah, I teach them dance and singing, and if I see a little tiny bit of talent, I just it's wonderful because kids are like sponge, and they all want to just do what you do because they like what you do, so they watch you. I mean, they stare down my
you
throat.
Inspire them.
Yeah.
You inspire them, and
I love it.
Right now, while we're talking, and I'm listening to your story, I'm sure you are inspiring others.
Praise God.
Because it's not like it's an easy road to travel.
No, and it's not.
It's a hard road to travel. But with God by your side, you can do it because He's there for you.
And that's the first song on my album. It's called "You Can Do It."
You can do it.
You can do it with the power of the Holy One. That is, and I'm gonna tell you about that song too, real quick. It was gonna be the last song because I canned it because it was like wrecking my nerves. Why? Because it was just so powerful that it was too much, and every single time I worked on it, something tragic bad happened.
Oh my gosh.
And I had to keep telling myself, you can do it. And God kept saying He wouldn't let me move another step further until I did that song.
You finished the song.
Until I did it, worked on it. I couldn't work on nothing else until, and I'd be home, and keyboard wouldn't work, or the chords was. When I pulled up that song, everything worked, and I said, "Okay, God, I'm gonna work on this song."
Yes.
And I changed it 100 times. Yeah. And finally, I got Lincoln Gilmore, and I said, okay, that song wrecked Lamb Chop's nerves. He wasn't even trying to do nothing with that to me. I said, okay, but I can't do nothing else. God wasn't letting me do nothing else. I couldn't even listen to a song He had until I moved past that one. And I said, well, this must be going to be the hit because this song is strong. So I went in, and I put it down. And I just wasn't happy, and I didn't even want to hear it. I kept skirting past it, go past it. That wasn't nothing but the enemy, because God said, you can do it.
Yes, you
and
can.
And then my brother got in a bad car accident.
Oh, okay.
And we almost lost him. Oh, God. And my brother, Seco. And I said, oh, God, I know we can do this. You can do this. I kept saying to him, you can do it. Stop the drinking and stop going, all the crazy madness, And, I'm getting filled up. But to look at him today, we had a Mother's Day thing, and he sang his heart out. And I said, oh, Lord, he's back. And that testimony. And right after that, Lincoln Gilmore, I said, I got a song that I'm having a problem with because I'm not happy with nothing. And he said, let me hear it. So he came with me to the studio, the Morning Star. He said, well, I would take this and put it here, and I would take that and put it. And we did that. And so I said, okay, we finally finished that song. I said to Dave, because Dave's my engineer, I said, Dave, okay, this song got to reach the guts, the bowels of Philadelphia. It got to touch the deep down, those that need to hear this. Boy, when I got that song back, I fell out the chair.
It was great,
I fell out the chair.
Great.
I called Lamb Chops. I said, Lamb Chops, I fell out my chair at work. Everybody like, what is wrong with you? That song, when I finally heard this final mix to it, and then we put sax on top of it. This boy named Eric Pratt from Coatesville, young boy, came twist this little tiny sax. It was about that little. Wait, girl, I can't say no
we
more.
have
You
something.
got to buy it. You got to hear it.
We have something in store for us. Okay, when this CD comes out, we all want to go and we want to purchase the CD, right? Because
please help me.
All of these songs that she's talking about is on her forthcoming CD.
Yes.
We know that one will be released
June 16th
on all social media
all
platforms.
social platforms.
Right? Okay. And the album would be forthcoming.
The album is coming.
Okay. Yeah, and that is good now. Now, when this album comes out, your goals are what?
My goal is to work it.
Yes, yes. Yes.
I want everybody to know that there is a God.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to be sounding all like, I'm holy roller and all that, because I ain't. But I can just only tell you
what He has done for you.
And
God has
and
done.
one
He
song,
had- yeah.
Unconditional Love,
Mhm.
it's kind of rap too. It's got like rap and R&B. So I wasn't even sure how to label it, but it's so powerful because God's love is unconditional. I mean, unconditional. It's nothing that we can do to for Him to not love us. Like He loves us regardless of what we think, feel, or do. It's just He will make a way for us to come back to Him. Cause I'm a sheep. I stray.
Mhm.
I ain't gonna lie,
And we all do. We all do.
girl. But some
But
reason I be gone.
He never, he,
Be out
he
there.
won't leave us and He won't forsake us. And we want them to see, we want everybody to know His greatness and see what He has done and what He will continue to do.
Yes.
Now, while we're talking about this, I just want to say that it's so much violence going on. Okay, I
Yes.
just want to bring this up. Okay, there's so much violence going on in the world itself. Here in Philadelphia, there's killings
Yes.
every day, you know, and God is the way. Okay, He wants us to come to Him, and He will heal our land. You know, He will forgive our sins and heal our land.
Yes.
So when we're talking about all the good things God has done for us, we have to realize we have to do something for God too. We have to obey His word.
Yes.
Everybody says, well, what should we do? We don't know what to do. We know what to do because it's right there in the good book. We need to obey His word. So that's just some food for thought, because we're in a critical stage now. And we just need to believe, have faith, and do what we know we should do. Now, let's go into this 1 second, okay? Because this video, I keep it in archives, okay? Because many times you want to go back. A lot of people don't know all the things that you've done. A lot of your family really don't know. They see
They
you
don't.
going out and working every day and
Mm-hmm.
recording in studios and stuff, but they really, really don't know. So this video is always in archives, so that I play the video like a couple times a year. I put it on different people's Facebook pages and stuff like that, so that they'll know what Kuka has done. So it's a part of your history.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you for that.
Now, all the artists out here that are trying to sing, musicians, vocalists, songwriters, give them some words of inspiration tonight.
Well, what I could say is, if you take what begins in your mind
Mm-hmm.
and see, you can't always go by what's in your heart, but God dwells in a heart. So if it goes down to your heart,
Mm-hmm.
then you should do what it is that makes you happy, because a lot of us get stuck on the tradition and the normal, and we forget about being happy. And it was a point during the pandemic when all was done and well, and God touched me in a way that I became free. And I wrote a song called Happy.
I heard that one too.
And I was so really happy.
yeah.
So I was dancing all around the floor. I didn't even stop and write that song. The words just, let me put a mic up to me because they were flowing. So he just hurried up and hooked the mic up and put it up there. And that song was created right then and there because God had touched me. So if you're doing what you love to do and it makes you happy and you are satisfying God's provision and doing His will, just continue to do it, because He's going to make a way, and He's going to make sure that He gets the glory. And if you can do that, you're on the right path, because all things work together for the good of those that love Him.
Yeah.
And if you can follow that, you're going to be all right. I don't care if you just
All
make
right.
a whole song out of patting your foot. Pat your foot.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Kuka, could you do something for us tonight?
Sure.
Okay. What are you going to do? Okay. Stay tuned. Kuka is getting ready to perform. Hey. Okay. All right. Hope you're enjoying the show. Here we go.
Estoy enviando buenas vibraciones para ti. Estoy enviando buenas vibraciones para ti. Good vibes to you. Yeah, come on. I'm sending good vibes to you. Woo, yeah. Sending good vibes to you. I'm sending good vibes to you. Check it out. I'm sending out sweet sensation all over the nation. I'm spreading positivity all over the world. Just take the time and relax your mind and enjoy yourself. Whatever you do, clear up your mind and pick up the vibe, 'cause it's coming straight to you. I'm sending good vibes to you. Woo! Yeah. I'm sending good vibes to you. To you. Sending good vibes to you. Whatever you do. Good vibes to you. Woo! Yeah. Check it out. I'm sending out a sweet sensation all over the nation. I'm sharing love and happiness all over the world. Just take this time and clean out your mind and enjoy yourself. Whatever you do, clear up your mind and pick up this vibe, 'cause it's peace and blessings to you. Woo! Come on. It's to you, you, and you, and you. To you, to all those people out there that is tuned in to the Doris Hall James Indie Show. Peace and blessings to you. Estoy enviando buenas vibraciones para ti. To you. To you. You. To you. You. Bye to you. And to you. And you. And you. I'm sending out good vibes to you. And you. Good vibes to you. Whatever you do. Good vibes to you. And to you. You. Para ti y para todos los que están allá en Puerto Rico. ¡Epa! ¡Que viva la borinqueña! Que te estamos enviando buenas vibraciones para ti y para todos los que están mirando esto hoy. Whatever you do. Good vibes to you. Whatever you do. To you, and to you, I'm sending Good vibes to you. Come on, y'all. To you. Blessings to you. Good vibes to you, you, and you. You and all y'all all the way back there. Come on. I see you with your hands up in the air. Yeah. You singing out good vibes to you. To you.
Thank
To
you.
you.
Thank you.
To you. Send out good vibes
To you.
to you.
Okay. You're going to do one more. Thank you, Kuka. That's a great song. Good song. Good vibes to you. Right? Okay. Now, Kuka's going to do one more song. This is my favorite song. It's called Serve Him Now. And she's going to sing this one for us. Just give us 1 second. Jason, you're doing a great job.
Doris, I'm so thankful that you singing with me. This reminds me of back in the day.
Oh, thank
I'm so happy. I love you so much. Ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Come on, you gotta do this one with me now. Gotta really show you how. Gotta really show you now. If you get down on your knees and pray, He will surely show you the way. Come on, children, and serve Him now. God will really show you how. Ooh, God will really show you now. If you get down on your knees and pray, He will surely show you the way. Come on, children, and serve Him now. Hold on to His Spirit and let God have His way.
God has His word.
He will guide you to where you wanna be. He is God and He answers prayers. He is God and He answers prayers. God will really show you how. Yes, He will. God will really show you now. If you get down on your knees and pray, He will surely show you the way. Come on, children, and serve Him now. God will really show you how. God will really show you now. If you get down on your knees and pray, He will surely show you the way. Every day, come on, children, and serve Him now. Hold on to His Spirit.
Hold on to His Spirit.
And let God have His way.
Let God have His word.
He will guide you to where you wanna be. He is God and He answers prayers. So if you're sick and tired of everything,
Sick and tired of everything.
then it must be time to make a change.
Time to make a change.
Trust the Lord
The
with
Lord.
all your heart and soul. And make sure you give Him all the praise. He'll really show you how. Yes, He will. God will really show you now. If you get down on your knees and pray, He will surely show you the way. Come on, children, and serve Him now. God will really show you how. Yes, He will. God will really show you now. If you get down on your knees and pray, He will surely show you the way. Come on, children, and serve Him now. All you gotta do is serve Him.
All you gotta do
It's
is
what
serve
you gotta
Him.
do. All you gotta do is serve Him now.
All you gotta do is serve Him now.
All you gotta do is serve Him.
All you gotta do is
It's what you gotta do. Serve him now. All you gotta do is serve him. Just get down on your knees and pray. Serve him now. All you gotta do is serve him. It's what you gotta serve the Lord. All you gotta do is serve him now. Get on your knees and pray. All you gotta do is serve him. It's what you gotta do. All you gotta do is serve him now. Get on your knees and pray. All you gotta do is serve him. It's what you gotta do. All you gotta do is serve him now. Get on your knees and pray. All you gotta do is serve him. It's get down on your knees and pray. All you gotta do is serve him. Serve him. It's what you gotta serve the Lord. Serve him now. All you gotta do is serve him. It's what you gotta do. All you gotta do is serve him now. All you gotta do is serve him. Serve him now. Serve him. Get down on your knees and pray. Just serve him now.
Good job. Thank you.
That was fun.
Yes, that was fun. That was really, really fun. Now, you know what, Facebook friends, fans, I want to thank you for joining us tonight. We had a really good time. It was so good, Cooper.
Yes, thank you
Being
so
here
much.
with
It was
you,
like old times.
It was really, really a wonderful
And thank you
experience.
so,
and we will
so
be
much.
connected. We
Yes,
will do
please.
some more songs together, and we would just have fun.
Yes.
I want to thank
We have fun.
Lamb Chops back there. He's hiding because he doesn't want to come up front and show his face. I want to thank you very much for working with Kuka all these many years and help producing her and teaching her so much and
Yes.
contributing so much to the music industry. And then I want to thank Jason. Jason, thank you so much.
Thank you, Jace.
You did a great job for us tonight. A great job. God bless
Yes.
you, and we hope that
And we
want to
thank
again.
you,
Oh my God, yes.
Doris
yes,
Hall,
thank you, thank
James,
you, thank you.
my
Stand up.
dear
Thank you,
sister
you,
friend
Thank you, thank you.
in
thank you.
Christ. Thank
Okay.
you.
See you next week. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye-bye.